the News, your go-to source for Vacation Bible School news. I'm your host, Jimmy Gallen.
And I'm Dustin Timberpond. Welcome again to Mystery Island, where we are on a quest to track down the one true God.
We're so glad that you decided to join us for day 2. You know, yesterday we learned that God is great.
Oh, and we enjoyed seeing your pictures that you sent in.
Oh, yeah.
So please keep sending those in, and maybe we'll use one of your photos in our weekend video.
That's right. Hey, tonight's theme is God is Almighty. I'm really looking forward to hearing from all the people on the island. I want to learn more about our Almighty God.
I'm ready to hear from the village people again in our Islander assembly.
No doubt. And we'll also hear another Lighthouse lesson by our own lighthouse keeper, island pastor, and limbo master, Pastor Ulysses Cornelius Delight.
Did you say Ulysses?
I did.
Cornelius?
UC Delight. That's right.
All right. We'll finally join in with our deep sea crafts with Bunsen and Beaker.
Yep. But hey, before we go any further, Dustin, you know what we need to do.
Yes, we need to practice for full contact origami tournament.
No, we need to check the weather. Let's take a look here at our weather rock.
Well, it is soaking wet. Must be raining.
Really? I guess it is raining. Who knew?
The rock knew.
I guess so. But you know, all this rain, that kind of reminds me of a story from the Bible. Reminds me of the story of Jonah.
Oh yeah, he was definitely in a storm.
Yes, and in a fish. And you know why he was in the fish?
Why?
Because God didn't want him just floundering around at sea.
Oh boy. Well, let's give the folks at home a chance to mull it over.
Really? I thought it was good. With friends like these, who needs an enemies?
All right. We should probably scale it back a little. Tonight's theme is God is Almighty. Why don't we get started by checking in with our Islander assembly, the village people.
That's right. So you know what it's time for. Go ahead and stand up right where you are. Get ready to dance and sing, clap, move along. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord.
Rising up above the sea is a land of wonder, is a land of mystery. Mystery Island, hoo-ha, Mystery Island, hoo. So much to discover, so much for us to see. God's truth never failing, all the way through history. Mystery Island, hoo-ha, Mystery Island, hoo. There's a place you gotta see, a land of discovery. It's Mystery Island, Mystery Island. Searching for the ancient truth, hand it down to me and you. Mystery Island, come on, won't you come along with me? On a search to the island, for the clues hidden all around. Our God is a treasure, just waiting to be found. Mystery Island, hoo-ha, Mystery Island, hoo. Mystery Island, hoo-ha, Mystery Island. There's a place you gotta see, a land of discovery. It's Mystery Island, Mystery Island. Searching for the ancient truth, hand it down to me and you. Mystery Island, come on, won't you come along with me?
How it works, a mystery island. The path is narrow, so stay on track. but the treasure is yours if you follow the map. God is faithful, God is strong. I can sing of his love all the day long. God is powerful, holy and true. I'm ready for mystery, how about
There's
you?
a place you gotta see, a land of discovery. It's Mystery Island.
It's Mystery Island.
Mystery Island. Searching for the ancient truth, handed down to me and you. Mystery Island.
It's Mystery Island.
Mystery Island.
It's a place for you and me.
There's a place you gotta see, a land of discovery. It's Mystery Island.
It's Mystery Island.
Mystery Island. Searching for the ancient truth.
It's a place of discovery. It's a place for you and me. Won't you come along with me?
Won't you come along with me?
Mystery Island, hoo-ha. Mystery Island, hoo.
You from the planets, you spin around. You know my words before I make a sound. You move the mountain and calm the sea. And just like Jonah, you rescued me. Mighty, mighty is our God. Mighty, mighty is our God. You are powerful and true. You will always see me through. Mighty, mighty is our God. Mighty, mighty is our God. Mighty, mighty. You make the sun rise. You bring the rain. You knew my heart before I knew my name. You're right beside me and all around. You go before me. You're left, right, up and down. Mighty, mighty is our God. Mighty, mighty is our God. You are powerful and true. You will always see me through. Mighty, mighty is our God. Mighty, mighty is our God. Mighty, mighty. Mighty, mighty. Mighty, mighty, mighty is our God. Mighty, mighty is our God. You are powerful and true. You will always see me through. Mighty, mighty is our God. Mighty, 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 mighty is our God. Mighty, mighty is our God. You are powerful and true. You will always see me through. Mighty, mighty is our God. Mighty, mighty is our God. Mighty, mighty, mighty is our God. Mighty, mighty, mighty is our God. Mighty, mighty.
Here we go now. Come on, come on. Let's go.
As you trust in God with all your heart, He will see you through. He will never part. His plans for you are good, you know, and it all begins when we let go.
Let's go, let's go. 3, 2, here we go now.
Jump, jump to the arms wide open. Your love is deeper than the ocean. Jump, jump, 'cause you never change. Your love for me will always stay the same. Jump, jump to the arms wide open. Your love is deeper than the ocean. Jump, jump, 'cause you never change. Your love for me will always stay the same.
Let's go, let's go.
As you trust in God each and every day, He will see you through, help you find your way. He is always good and He stays the same. He will never leave and He knows your name.
3, 2, everybody jump.
Jump, jump to the arms wide open. Your love is deeper than the ocean. Jump, jump, 'cause you never change. Your love for me will always stay the same. Jump, jump to the arms wide open. Your love is deeper than the ocean. Jump, jump, 'cause you never change.
You know, Dustin, I still don't understand these village people.
Yeah, it's a mystery to me.
Very mysterious. Oh well, anyway, our Bible study tonight comes from the book of Jonah. In this story, we really see how powerful God is, the one true God. You know, He is Almighty.
Let's find out more as we visit our lighthouse keeper, Pastor UC Delight.
Welcome back to the Lighthouse Lessons. I have some friends here with me tonight at the Lighthouse. Now, friends, yesterday on night one, we talked about God is what?
Great!
Great. All right, so tonight we're going to see that God is Almighty. Now, we're going to talk about three big words that start with the letter O. Here's the first one, omniscient. Omniscient. That means God is all-knowing. Then we have omnipresent. That means God is all-present. And then the third word we're going to mention is omnipotent. God is all-powerful. So tonight, our Bible study is going to focus on God being almighty. God knows everything. He's everywhere, and He has the power to do anything. And we're going to study the story of Jonah. What do y'all know about Jonah?
That he got thrown off a ship and get swallowed by a big fish.
All right. So we got thrown off a ship. So before, the story of Jonah starts with God telling Jonah to go to a place called, anybody remember?
Nineveh.
Nineveh. All right. And so God wanted Jonah to go to Nineveh because there were some people there who needed to hear about God's love. Does Jonah go to Nineveh? Say
No.
nope. Instead, Jonah goes in the opposite direction to a town called what? Anybody know? Say Tarshish. Tarshish, which is in the opposite direction. So everybody point over that way. Malachi, point that way. So if Nineveh's that way, Jonah goes to Tarshish, which is that way. And he gets on a boat. And God sends a storm. He sends a storm, and the sailors are afraid. You guys have an afraid face? What does your face look like when you're afraid? Everybody at home, what's your scared face look like? All right. So the sailors are scared, but what's Jonah doing? He's in the bottom of the boat. What's he doing?
Sleeping.
Everybody go to sleep. Everybody at home go to sleep. All right, wake up. So they wake Jonah up. How do you wake somebody up? Wake up! Let's go! Wake up! Pour a bucket of water on him. All right. So they wake Jonah up, and immediately Jonah knows, oh man, the storm is here because God is trying to get my attention. I disobeyed Him. Right? He was running from God. Can we run away from God? No. And the reason we can't run away from God is because God is all-knowing. He's omniscient, right? So what do the sailors do after they wake Jonah up?
They say that they need to do something with him.
Okay, so where do they throw him?
Off the ship.
In the water. If you were going to be thrown off a boat into the water, what would you say? Ah! All right. So then they throw him in the water and the storm stops, right? And then God sends a big fish to swallow Jonah. How many days and nights does Jonah spend in the belly of the fish? 3 nights. 3 nights. All right. He spends 3 nights, right? But in the fish, is God in the fish?
Yes.
Yes, right? Because God is all present. He is omnipresent, right? He is all present. So God knew where Jonah was, and He was with him in the fish, right? Jonah thought he was dying, but God spares him, and so Jonah begins to pray, God, help me, deliver me, and God, what happens? What does God do to the fish?
He makes him spit him out on Nineveh.
All right, the fish spits Jonah out onto the dry land, right? Because God is omnipotent. He is all-powerful that He can make the fish spit Jonah out. So let me ask you a couple questions. So that's the story of Jonah. Encourage you to read the story of Jonah. It's 4 chapters. So I have some questions for you. Do you think anything is too hard for God? Say no. No. Is it too hard for God to see in the dark? Say no. No. Everybody at home, is it too hard for God to make a person? Say no. Is it too hard for God to stop a storm or put a rainbow in the sky? Say no. No. Is it too hard for God to bring Jesus back to life? Say no. No. Nothing is too hard for God. Why? Because He is almighty. So everybody, at home, on the count of 3, say, God is almighty. 1, 2, 3. God is almighty. So tonight, that's the story, that we have a God who is amazing. He's all-knowing. He's all-powerful. And He's the always present God. So that's the story tonight. God is what? Mighty. God is almighty. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Pastor Delight.
Very good.
God is certainly almighty, and He loves each and every one of us. He wishes for all of us to know Him as well.
That's right. Well, now it's time to check in with our deep sea crafts and see just what Bunsen and Beaker are up to.
Oh, hey! Welcome back to our lab. My name is Bunsen and this is my assistant Beaker. And I was just talking to her about swimming. So, do you like to swim?
I do. I love to swim.
What about diving? You like diving deep down in the water?
That kind of hurts my ears sometimes.
What causes that? Do you know what causes that feeling in your ears?
No.
That's called water pressure. And so I'm going to show you about pressure using this can right here, okay? Okay. So now, be careful. You got your goggles on? All right, we're ready. Children, do not try this with home without your parents. Don't even try this with your parents, actually. Okay. Did you see that?
Wow.
How did that happen?
Oh my gosh.
What do you
That's a lot
think?
of pressure there.
That is a lot of pressure. So you know what's crazy? So this, under the ocean, that pressure under there is like me trying to hold up 50 airplanes.
What?
Our bodies were not designed to do this type of pressure, but God created specific animals that can withstand this type of pressure all the way at the bottom of the ocean. So He created every single one of them specifically for that reason. What is really cool though is that they're able to survive down there, which is like no biggie to them. But
I couldn't do that.
I couldn't either. I don't know how to die, so I don't know how they do that. What I think is really cool is He knows where each animal is at every second of every day. He knows exactly what they're doing. And He's not He's the creator, but He's not part of it. He's with it all the time.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that really cool?
Bunsen and Beaker, you guys crushed it.
See, I thought it was just so depressing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, hey, look, as we finish tonight, I just want to remind you guys, God is almighty, and He wants a relationship with you. If you don't know God in a personal way, man, we would love to connect with you and help you understand how you can know that. We just want you to reach out to the church. If you have any questions, you can contact the church office. You can call the phone number or send us an email. But we want you to know how you can know the one true God.
Yes, and in our final segment, we also want to remind you to go ahead and send us a picture of your craft, of you experiencing VBS to VBS at nbcnoonan.org.
That's right. Tomorrow night is Neon Night. So put on those bright colors and join us again at 6 o'clock. And again, send those pictures. We want to see how you're enjoying VBS this week. Well, look, it's been a great day, but it's time to go.
Well, we hope to see you tomorrow.
This is Jimmy Gowan
And Dustin Timberpond
signing off.